is a story so unlike other people we featured. Tonight, we trace the incredible journey of an Englishman who is now in our midst. His name is Ken Evans. A former mayor of one of the boroughs of London, Mr. Evans left behind whatever he's got: home, career, family, and friends. He decided to settle down in faraway Pampanga, where he is living a life totally opposite of what he was accustomed to in London. Gone is the stiff upper lip. He is now one of the natives. Angeles, Pampanga. A virtual haven for tourists and foreigners who have sought permanent residency in our country. This is Mr. Ken Evans. He came here September of last year. Decided to call Pampanga his home for good. He invested his retirement pay in a pub that's overstaffed with 23 people.
They laughed at me when I bought the bar. They thought I was mad. They said I could buy one of these big bars downtown, with all these girls. And I bought this little tiny bar out the way, you know. And I said, they thought I was crazy. But they don't think I'm crazy now. In fact, they all drink in my bar.
They all call him Daddy Ken. So they like him. His girls like him, and the customers like him too. I think you saw before. Everybody who comes in, he says, "Where's Ken? Ken is here." Embrace each other, shake hands, and buy each other's drinks.
Ken's rapid assimilation of the local lifestyle is amazing. He has a ready smile or a handshake for everybody, be it a foreigner or a Filipino. But very few in Pampanga know that the unassuming man was once a distinguished gentleman in Thurrock, east of London.
I was first elected as a councillor. In 1990, I was elected mayor. In our borough, you can't be mayor unless you're an elected councillor. All the other councillors elect the mayor.
His political career that spanned more than 2 decades got him involved in different projects, including raising funds for the Philippines.
After Pinatubo, he was some fundraising, and I think he raised about 2 or 4 million pesos just for Filipinos and some in England.
But he cites Thurrock's lakeside retail and shopping center as his best accomplishment.
We were a borough that had many sort of chalk quarries, and we used to make cement, actually. It was filthy, you know, great big holes in the ground where they dug out chalk and clay. And we cleaned all that up, and in one of the cement works, he ended up as the biggest shopping centre in Europe.
His deep concern for the environment brought him to the Philippines in 1989 for the first time, hearing from his Filipino friends in London about a place in Manila called the Smoky Mountain. He just had to travel halfway around the globe to see the fabled mountain of trash.
And actually uses methane gas for an energy source, right? But there I come here, and there's this mountain, right, with people living on it, right, in cardboard boxes. You could not see the sun when you went around that Smoky Mountain, you know, on a summer's day. And I couldn't believe it. I did everything I could after that to try and make them get rid of it, you know. And they did.
Ken's initial foray in the Philippines did not end after Smoky Mountain. In 1991, he met Madeline Alvarez, an Ilocana, in an Anglo-Philippine dance which he officially attended as mayor.
We fell in love, and we got married eventually. And then I had to go and get her, because she was illegal. She had no passport at all. She didn't even have a Philippine passport.
With Ken's double career as a politician and executive for Unilever in London, he found very little time for his family. The marriage soon crumbled. To get back at Ken, Madeline took off with her only son. It's been 3 years since he last saw his boy.
It seems to be be a reoccurring theme in my life. I've had a wonderful life, but personal relationships, close personal relationships, have been pretty sad for me.
It was a traumatic experience for Ken. So traumatic, his health deteriorated. He was given an early retirement by his company. He then resigned as counselor shortly after.
You don't get much money being a counsellor. I mean, you get your expenses, that's it. And I got my retirement money, and to be honest, I couldn't see how I'm going to live. Because it's very, very expensive in England. So I said, what am I going to do? I sold everything I had.
With the Philippines in mind as his only option, Ken immediately worked on his residency papers the moment he arrived in Manila. For 8 weeks, he went around until he walked into a bar in Pampanga.
It's like an English pub, And I'm talking to this guy. He was an English guy out here. And I'm looking for something to buy. I'm looking around. I got to have something to do. I said, I've been here 8 weeks now, and I'm getting fed up. And he said, you can buy this. I said, I'm selling this, you can buy it. Honestly, it was just happened like that. It could have been anything.
Ken couldn't have made a wiser decision. With business doing good and newfound friends, Ken is forever swarmed with different young girls trying to catch the elusive commitment that Ken is not ready to give. Eileen, a former girlfriend, talks openly about the relationship she had with the ex-mayor. A relationship that she herself ended after 8 months of living together.
Bait siya talaga. Tumutulong siya sa akin, tinutulungan niya yung magulang ko. Kaya lang, alam mo naman mga lalaki, babayro. Ayaw ganun. Kasi ayaw ko na inaano ako yung pinapangakuan lang ako. Mahal niya ako, di pa kasalan niya ako, di ba? Ako ganun. Hindi yung magsasama lang kayo tapos walang kasal mo.